Imagine two apartments in the same city, same neighborhood, with nearly identical rent. Step inside the first one. It belongs to someone earning $95,000 a year. A 75-inch television dominates the living room wall. A $4,000 leather sectional fills the space. The kitchen counters are lined with high-end appliances, most still sealed in their original boxes. Closets overflow with clothes, many bearing tags they've never been removed from. The spare bedroom has been surrendered to storage. Boxes, gadgets, and forgotten hobbies stacked floor to ceiling. Now, open the bank app. A familiar knot tightens in the stomach. 2 missed paychecks would trigger crisis. Walk into the second apartment. The earner here makes $52,000. The living room feels open and calm. A modest couch, a reasonably sized television, nothing more. The kitchen holds exactly the tools that get used every week. Clothes in the closet are actually worn. The spare bedroom is still a bedroom. Check the bank account here and you feel steady confidence. 18 months of expenses sit in savings. 20% of every paycheck flows automatically into investments. Same neighborhood, same rent bracket. Yet the person earning almost half as much enjoys nearly 10 times the financial security. This story is not about income. It is about the hidden relationship between stuff and money that most people never see. The first person is not reckless. They do not gamble or chase luxury addictions. They simply let their lifestyle expand quietly until every dollar is spoken for. The second person discovered a powerful truth. Owning less does not mean living worse. It means living deliberately. And deliberate living creates financial margin that high earners often never touch. Today, I am walking you through the minimalist money rules that separate people who always seem to have money from those who never do, regardless of salary. These rules are not about deprivation. They are about understanding a simple fact. Every single object you own carries ongoing costs you have probably never fully calculated. Let's begin with a concept that will change how you evaluate every purchase for the rest of your life. Everything you own costs money twice. The first cost is obvious, the price on the receipt. The second cost is invisible, and it is often far larger. It includes storage, maintenance, mental energy, and opportunity cost. Take that treadmill gathering dust in the corner. It needs roughly 20 square feet of living space when you count clearance. In most cities, space costs $30 to $50 per square foot per year. That single piece of equipment quietly charges you $600 to $1,000 annually just to exist. Or consider the boat parked in the driveway. Industry data shows annual maintenance, insurance, registration, winterization, and repairs average about 10% of the boat's value. A $30,000 boat costs $3,000 a year, even if it never leaves the dock. Then there is the mental toll. Every item demands a slice of your attention. Cleaning, organizing, worrying, insuring, and eventually disposing of it. Researchers have linked visual clutter to elevated cortisol levels and reduced focus. Your possessions are quietly raising your stress without you realizing it. Finally, opportunity cost. Every dollar tied up in things is a dollar not invested. $15,000 spent on home gym equipment could have grown to $50,000 or more over 15 years in a simple index fund. You did not just buy equipment. You bought equipment instead of future freedom. When you add these hidden costs together, many items actually cost more to keep than they cost to buy. The receipt is only the entry fee. Minimalists see this math clearly. They do not reject nice things. They reject the invisible price tag most people ignore. This understanding leads to 10 practical rules that minimalist money managers follow. Let's walk through each one. Rule 1. Calculate cost per use before any purchase. Before you hand over money, estimate how many times you will realistically use the item. Divide total cost by that number. That single calculation kills most impulse buys instantly. A $200 jacket worn twice costs $100 per wear. The same jacket worn 200 times costs only $1 per wear. A $300 kitchen gadget used twice a year costs $150 per use in the first year alone. Meanwhile, a $30 tool used weekly drops below 60 cents per use. The math is ruthless and honest. It cuts through marketing, emotion, and social pressure. A $2,000 mattress used nightly for 10 years costs about 55 cents per night. an investment in daily health and energy. A $1,500 espresso machine used daily for 5 years costs under $1 per cup and often saves money compared with cafe prices. Cost per use thinking turns every purchase decision into clear financial sense. Rule 2. Apply the replacement test to everything you already own. Walk through your home room by room. For each item, ask one honest question. If this disappeared today, would I spend money to replace it? Most answers are no. The fondue set, the dusty bread maker, the clothes unworn for 18 months. They survive through inertia, not intention. These items carry negative value. They consume space, time, and mental energy without delivering benefit. Minimalists act decisively. They sell what has value, donate what others can use, and discard the rest. The discomfort fades quickly. What replaces it is extraordinary lightness. Rooms feel bigger. Cleaning takes half the time. Your mind stops carrying an invisible inventory. Rule 3. Never upgrade out of boredom. High earners often fall into the boredom upgrade trap. The phone still works perfectly, but gets traded for the newest model. The reliable car with 60,000 miles is replaced because it feels dated. The functional kitchen receives a full renovation simply because the counters look old. This cycle keeps money flowing outward to maintain an image instead of building wealth. The fix is straightforward. Upgrade only when the current item no longer functions, or when the improvement delivers measurable gains in quality of life or efficiency that clearly justify the expense. Ask yourself, is this necessary, or am I chasing novelty? Novelty is an endless treadmill. Satisfaction with what already serves you well is the antidote. Rule 4. Create spending friction for non-essential purchases. Minimalists do not rely on willpower alone. They build systems that make impulse buying harder. Remove saved credit cards from online stores. Institute a 30-day waiting period for any purchase above a set dollar amount. Physically place your wallet in another room before browsing shopping apps. The goal is not prohibition, it is delay. Most regretful purchases happen in the heat of the moment. Adding steps gives your rational mind time to catch up. Many people discover that after 30 days, the urge vanishes completely. The item was never truly wanted. It was a passing temptation. Rule 5, define enough clearly and defend it. One of the most liberating principles is deciding exactly what enough looks like. Enough clothes to handle every occasion without overflow. Enough kitchen tools to cook the meals you actually prepare. Enough furniture to make your home comfortable without crowding it. Write it down. Make it specific. Once enough is defined, anything beyond it becomes excess that quietly drains resources. This boundary stops lifestyle creep, the dangerous habit where rising income simply raises expenses until nothing extra remains. Knowing enough creates freedom. You stop the endless chase and redirect surplus money towards savings, investments, experiences, or generosity. Rule 6. Practice the one in, one out rule. For every new item that enters your home, one existing item must leave. Buy a new shirt, an old one goes to donation. Acquire a new gadget, something in the same category departs. This rule keeps the total volume of possessions stable. It forces you to evaluate trades instead of simple additions. Over months and years, it naturally leads to higher quality items because you are curating, not accumulating. Rule 7, focus on experiences over objects. Minimalists know that real happiness and lasting memories come from experiences, not possessions. They deliberately shift money that would have bought more stuff toward travel, learning, relationships, hobbies, and activities that create stories worth telling. This does not mean never buying anything nice. It means being intentional. A well-chosen, frequently used item that improves daily life is perfectly fine. Mindless accumulation is not. Rule 8. Master the art of borrowing or renting rarely used items. Before buying anything you will not use often, ask whether borrowing or renting is smarter. Specialty tools, party supplies, camping gear, and occasional equipment usually fall into this category. Tool libraries, community sharing apps, rental services, and generous neighbors can provide access without the full cost of ownership. You eliminate both the purchase price and all the second costs we discussed earlier, and you often strengthen community ties in the process. Rule 9. Audit your subscriptions and recurring costs regularly. Recurring expenses are especially dangerous because they slip into the background. Minimalists review streaming services, gym memberships, software subscriptions, storage units, and every automatic payment at least quarterly. The question is simple. Is this still delivering value worth the price? Most people discover they are paying for services they no longer use or need. Canceling even a few can free hundreds of dollars a month. Rule 10. Build financial margin as your primary goal. The entire point of these rules is not minimalism for its own sake. It is to create financial margin, the breathing room between income and expenses that gives you choices, security, and peace. Margin means unexpected bills no longer cause panic. It means you can take a career risk, accept a lower paying but more meaningful job, or take time off when life demands it. Your money begins working for you instead of the other way around. These 10 rules work together. They shrink the hidden cost of ownership, eliminate financial drag, and redirect every saved dollar toward what truly matters. The beautiful part is that your life improves even as your bank account improves. Less clutter, less stress, more freedom, more options. The person in the second apartment did not reach that calm confidence by earning more money. They reached it by owning less, on purpose. You can start the same journey today. Pick just one rule that speaks to you most strongly and put it into practice this week. Small, consistent changes in how you relate to possessions will compound into massive differences in your financial life over time.